Hello everybody, welcome to Continental Players. Today we are going to talk about Ibrahim Traoré. Ibrahim Traoré was born in 1988. He is a Burkinabe military officer who has been the interim leader of Burkina Faso since the 30th September 2022 coup d'etat. At the age of 34, Traoré is currently the youngest serving president in the world and most feared African president at the movement. On September 30th, Burkina Faso military leader President Paul-Henri Damiba was deposed in the country's second coup in a year as Army Captain Ibrahim Traoré took charge, dissolving the transitional government and suspending the constitution because he feels these old leaders don't know what they are about in the country. The 34-year-old Traoré said on Friday evening a group of officers had decided to remove Damiba due to his inability to deal with an armed uprising in the country that has worsened in the past 9 months. In January 24, 2015, Burkina Faso's army led by Damiba announced it had deposed Kabore after more than 6 years in power following several days of unrest in the capital, Ouagadougou. Damiba cited the failure of the Kabore administration to unite the country and control the deteriorating security situations as reasons for ousting the civilian government. Since 2015, Burkina Faso has been caught up in an escalating wave of violence attributed to the rebel fighters allied to both Al-Qaeda and ISIS group, killing thousands of people and further displacing 2 million. Analysts have said this has made it the new epicenter of conflict in the Sahel. While the move sparked some celebration among anti-government protesters, international actors expressed concern about the move, including nations, the United States and France. The West African Regional Bloc Economic Community of West African States suspended Burkina Faso from the organization, demanding the Damiba-led government hold elections as soon as possible. It didn't end there, as a heavily armed convoy drove through a cheering crowd in Burkina Faso's capital on Sunday morning. The boyish face of the country's latest military ruler, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, emerged from the turret of an armored personal carrier, sporting fatigues and a red beret. The 34-year-old smiled and raised his thumb as onlookers welcomed him. Some by waving Russia flag, which some don't understand because Russia is not part of Africa. Traoré, a relatively low-ranking officer who days earlier was running an artillery regiment in a small northern town, has been catapulted onto the world stage since he and a group of soldiers overthrew President Paul-Henri Damiba in September 30th coup. Little is known about Traoré and his colleagues, who since Friday have been delivered the statement on national television, brandishing guns, ammunition, belts and masks. They face gigantic challenges to alleviate hardship in one of the world's poorest countries, where drought, food shortages, and cracking health and education system provide daily challenges for millions. Later in 2009, he enlisted in the Burkina Faso army. He quickly impressed his superiors and was sent for anti-aircraft training in Morocco. In 2014, he was promoted to lieutenant. In 2018, Traoré served with the United Nations peacekeeping forces in northern Mali. He participated in several counter-insurgency operations against militants, Islamists, and ethnic insurgents. He was commended for showing bravery in these encounters by his superiors. In 2019, he was stationed in the north of Burkina Faso, where an insurgency raged. He was later promoted to captain. The rebel insurgency has had grave consequences for the people of Burkina Faso. By late 2021, a humanitarian crisis in many parts of the country. A quarter of the population faced food insecurity. Food shortages were common in many areas. Various insurgent groups roamed freely in the countryside. Some were allied with Islamic State, others with Al-Qaeda Canada. In January 2022, military coup led by Paul-Henri Damiba overthrew the civilian government. Under the new government, little improvement was seen by many members of the military. In mid-September 2022, 11 soldiers were killed in the north of the country by insurgents. This sparked rage among many soldiers. Traoré rallied the soldiers and led a coup against Damiba, who fled the country. Traoré was installed as transitional president and promised elections in 2024 or sooner. This is Continental Players. Thank you for watching.